You can grab your blocks. We're going to make a little makeshift bolster. So with your additional blanket, you can place it on top of your blocks. It is still, depending on your blocks and your blanket, might be still pretty firm. So if you want to put a pillow on there or an additional blanket, you're more than welcome to. And so we're all on the same side. Let's place it over to the left-hand side. At this point, you can pause your music. And we did a lot of spiraling into the front leg. And so now we'll do a gentle restorative version of that, just to help those pathways stay open so we can feel light and spacious and supported. So as you're ready, scoot in towards your bolster. Place one hand to either side of it, and then gently melt the left side of the body to the bolster. Bring the left ear down. Take a moment to bring awareness to the forearms and the elbows, and make sure they feel spacious like they did with our flowing energy hands. I don't recommend bringing the fingertips to touch here, but you can bring the fingertips to the blocks, almost like you're plugging the fingertips into an outlet. Feel the fingertips plug into the blocks, creating that sense of spaciousness in the arms. And then, though we will relax fully here, take a moment to push the left leg down into the earth and just notice what happens in the left hip and the left side of the body when you do that. And then as you release, try to release all of that tension. And you might find that you have a little extra space and you want the body to tilt closer, like the belly button points more downward. You're welcome to do that. The forehead can come down to your props. You can always also fold the blanket over if you want to support the head a little differently. And we'll just take a few moments to let the left side of the body become very spacious without any effort. And we'll be here for one more minute. And as you work with those 5 breaths, I invite you to play with this backwards approach to the breath, where you dissolve as you inhale and you become very spacious as you exhale. To exit the pose, gently bring the hands down underneath the shoulders, press into the hands, coming up to center, and kick the legs forward. Take one moment in Dandasana and just Notice the left side of your body in comparison to the right side without any judgment or expectation, but just take the experience in. And this wasn't planned, but for me right now, the left side really does feel like that beaming up to another place experience. So maybe you feel a lightness, a flow. And then we'll prepare to go to the other side. So you can grab your makeshift bolster or whatever you're using. Place it to the other side. And then tuck the legs in so they're to the left side of your hips. And then take your time coming down towards the bolster. So the hands gently frame the bolster and make any adjustments with the hips. It's okay if they change angles. Slowly lower to the forearms. And then slowly lower the body onto your bolster. I like to bring my right ear down. I find it's just pretty intense to twist the other way. We want this to be pretty gentle. Take a moment to check in with the shoulders and the arms. You're welcome to bring the hands to the block if it feels comforting and spacious, or anything else that you discover. And before we relax completely, start to push the outside of the right leg down into the earth, and notice what engages on the right leg, the right hip, the right obliques, the pelvic floor. Breathe and relax. And then release all of that effort. Feel that right side melting. And as you do that, you might feel like you have more room for rotation, in which case it's totally fine to let the right hip adjust a little bit so the body can come down towards the block in a new way. Gaze wherever is most comfortable on the neck. And as we pause and breathe here, you can breathe however you want. You're welcome to explore dissolving on the inhale and expanding on the exhale. And we'll just take one more minute. That's about 5 or 6 breaths. When you're ready, you can start to push down into the arms, walk the hands in, and eventually take a moment in Dandasana to experience both sides in unison. Notice any sense of lightness or spaciousness you've unearthed. And then we'll head into Savasana. And so you can set yourself up however you like. I always recommend rolling up a blanket behind the backs of the knees. And as long as we have these blocks, sometimes it can be nice to set the hands on the blocks so that the elbows have a really nice soft bend in them. So you're welcome to try that. And take your time if you need to put on any layers or dim the lights or grab any other props. It's worth it and you've got the time. And as you start to relax here, let the breath be very natural. And see how relaxed and effortless your inhale can be if you can feel that tingling, that possibility that you're not so solid. And then as you exhale, feel that sense of glowing, brighten, that energetic flow illuminates more intensely. And let yourself relax here and go into the space where anything is possible. You can let go of anything that you're holding on to, anything that feels fixed in your mind, in your body, in who you are. And try to feel that sense of flowing and changing and evolving and growing. It really is the nature of reality, and it's really fun when we can open up to it. And we'll rest here, letting ourselves be immersed in the flow. Let this be an opportunity to feel your body and your breath without any grip, any manipulation. And notice how your ability to observe body and breath comes from a space more expansive than both of those things. We call this the witness state in yoga. And notice how being in that space of observation isn't so concrete, so solid. It's more of that flowing, changing, intangible energy. And trying to maintain your connection to the witness state. Can make gentle movements while observing them. Anything that the body is craving, enjoy the opportunity to have a body. And eventually make your way up to seated, but enjoy that as well. You can take your time and take the scenic route. And so we'll be chanting Saraswati mantra, the same song from the beginning. The words are up here on the screen. Om Aim Saraswatiye Namaha. And again, this energy is about connecting to the flow. And so all those cues that I gave in class of letting go of the grip and feeling yourself like those light rays beaming up to another dimension. If you don't know how to do that yet, this mantra can help. So I invite you to repeat this mantra with that intention of feeling the solid parts of you slough off and letting yourself become lighter and freer and more flowing and more infinite, because that is all of our true natures. It's real, and it's at the core of our being and at the core of the universe. Om Aim Saraswati Namaha. Om Aim Saraswati. Om Aim Saraswati. Om Aim Saraswati Namaha. Om Aim Saraswati. Om Aim Saraswati. Saraswati Om Saraswati Om Saraswati Namaha. Saraswati Om Saraswati Om Saraswati Namaha. Om Aim Saraswati Namaha. Om Aim Saraswati. Om Aim Saraswati. Om Aim Saraswati Namaha. Om Aim Saraswati. Om Aim Saraswati. Saraswati Om Saraswati Om Saraswati Namaha. Saraswati Om Aim Saraswati Namaha. Om Aim Saraswati. Om Aim Saraswati. Om Aim Saraswati Namaha. Om Aim Saraswati. Om Aim Saraswati. Saraswati Om Saraswati Om Saraswati Namaha. Saraswati Om Saraswati Om Saraswati Namaha. Om Saraswati Namaha. Om Saraswati. Om Saraswati. Om Saraswati Namaha. Om Saraswati. Om Saraswati. And even just a few minutes of chanting can help you feel spacious and tingly. And I invite you to relax into whatever your experience is right now. Notice the support provided by your physical body and the balance that you've achieved between finding strength and releasing tension. And from this perfect vessel of the body, notice your effortless breath flow. And notice if it's easier to drop into the breath and feel that ever-flowing nature. And as one breath effortlessly flows into the next, perhaps you can feel how your inner state is also always flowing. And you can let go of anything that's binding you. There really is like a solid nature to the thoughts and worries that can just like sink us like a stone. And when we expand and feel our natural flowing qualities, we just float right up. And those thoughts and worries and problems and fears are all real, but they become so much smaller than our infinite true nature. And so for the next couple of minutes, I invite you to dive into your ever-flowing breath and experience what it's like to release the solid and become one with the flow. And bring your hands to heart center and feel the connection that you've built and deepened through your practice today. Thank you so much for sharing. Namaste. Happy Navaratri, everybody. Hope to see you soon. Aloha.